In the fossil record, it is very rare to find dinosaur fossils on the northeastern coast of the United States. You'll mainly find marine animals, fossils, and arthropods. But in January of 1898 in Washington, D.C., the bones of a dinosaur were discovered. But before we get into that, what dinosaurs do you really think of when you think of the northeastern coast of the United States? You'll probably think about Dryptosaurus, Hadrosaurus, Nodosaurus, possibly Astrodon johnstoni, Podokesaurus, and unless you live in New England, then Anchisaurus polyzelus. But not a lot of people know of the most American dinosaur of all time, Capitalsaurus.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the
Capitalsaurus is a large theropod that lived in the mid-Cretaceous of Washington, D.C. With this one fossil being found inside of D.C., we have an educated guess that this animal is very much like Acrocanthosaurus. That's why there's sadly a not real name that is Acrocanthosaurus capitolensis. Also, because we have found bones of Acrocanthosaurus in the Maryland area, so Capitalsaurus probably was a carcharodontosaurus, which means it has serrated teeth made for slicing, as well as it probably being built slimmer and longer than a Tyrannosaurid. We need more fossil evidence before we could say this is true. So now, onto the history of Capitalsaurus. After the fossil was discovered in 1898, they weren't looked at until 1911, when Maryland Geological Survey asked paleontologist Richard Swan Liu, as Associate Professor of Vertebrate Paleontology at Yale University and an Associate Curator at the school's Peabody Museum, which is a local museum to me, examined the fossil, originally thinking the vertebrae. Yes, I didn't mention it's one singular vertebrae, were most similar to specimens of Cerosaurus atrox, aka Allosaurus fragilis, but this will be mentioned again soon, a medium-sized carnivorous theropod that lived in the Jurassic. He designated the specimen as a new species, Cerosaurus potens. This was overturned within the decade by his colleague Charles Gilmore, who noticed the name Cerosaurus was synonymous with Allosaurus. Gilmore proposed that the vertebrae were more similar of those of a theropod in New Jersey being Dryptosaurus, leading to the renaming to Dryptosaurus potens. The vertebrae sat in the Smithsonian for over several decades until 1990, when paleontologist Peter Kranz looked at them and found that they didn't match Dryptosaurus at all, and it appeared to represent a unique dinosaur. Little could be said about this, but Kranz named the dinosaur Capitalsaurus. Now, Capitalsaurus is not a 100% valid name, but that does not matter because of how it would be named, because of how much culture in DC is around this thing. It's Washington, D.C.'s state dinosaur. They've renamed a street after it, being Capitalsaurus Court. And also, on top of that, there is a Capitalsaurus Day, which is on January 28th. Sadly, I didn't know about this when writing this and doing the information. So this is why Capitalsaurus, also known as Acrocanthosaurus or Acrocanthosaurus capitolensis, is my favorite real/fake dinosaur of all time. I am really annoyed at myself that I haven't posted in a while, but I had finals and new schedules for school, so that sucked. Still, besides that, I really hope this video and my next video on the beluga whale help change my channel around a bit, because I really like to do more educational content. I find it really fun to research these animals, and I'd like to share them with you guys, and we'll still be doing other content. Still, I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you'd like to subscribe and like, it'd really help, but that's all I got of y'all's time. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Saucy, but she threw it. Oh, you hella saucy. Did you stew it? Wonder what it cost me. I threw some shoes in. Ice be on my body. I'm never bruising. Hey.